Atlanta, Philadelphia. Walaikum salam, my brother Sabir Talib Muhammad. Let us go ahead because we are about to delve into this. Number one. Okay, we're almost at 300, so I'll let it get to 300 really quick. But, so peace to my family. Watson, peace. No, I'm not back in Compton yet, Brother Rich. I will be back in Compton in about a week. I'm actually doing the knowledge. That's right, Sister Queen. Hasina, that's right, I do the knowledge. Did you see my comment about your post was written by you sounding identical? Just something, just want to see credits due. Oh, no, of course. If I have someone's post, I'm going to share the post, the origin of the post. Grab your popcorn, everybody. Sit down. Grab your fruit. Grab whatever you are going to grab to sit down and eat with. Grab a pen and a pad. We are going to go into some facts here. Boy, this thing about Kanye West is much bigger than Kanye West. And when I say it is far bigger, I literally mean far bigger than Kanye West. Walaikum salam, Sister Bonetta. Miami, Florida in the house. Dallas, Texas. Ohio. That's what I'm talking about. Brooklyn, New York. We here. Under the freeway. Brother, you better get from under that freeway. Come on. You a god, brother. Make it happen. Soul Abundance from Canada. North Long Beach. We are in here. South Africa. Please send my love to our brother leader in South Africa, and my brother Julius Malema. Please send love there to the family, please. Sister Walaikum Salam, Sister Deja. 48 laws of power are in effect. Yes, we're going to go into that. Simply Wholesome on Slauson, though. That's right. I'll be at Simply Wholesome in about a week. Charlotte, North Carolina, Milwaukee, Watts, California, New Orleans, Oakland, Winston-Salem, Indianapolis. We are here from all over the world. St. Lucia. Beautiful family from the islands. Peace to my family in St. Lucia. Memphis, Tennessee is in the house. Maz 27. That's what I'm talking about. My home, Maz 27 in LA. All right, family. So now we're going to get into this. Jersey, Chicago. Ethiopia is in here. Birmingham, Alabama, Atlanta, South Carolina. Okay, here we go. We're going to go into this. We are past 300. We are now going up into 350. Texas, Mississippi, we are all in here now. Here we go, family. Number one. You cannot be reactive and emotional when it comes to studying national moves. National moves require an intellect. They do not require emotion. When it comes to moves on a national and an international scale, you must switch your level and your strategy of thought, meaning you cannot operate on a level to where it is like an animal. You have to think about how will what this person is doing affect millions of lives, not just mine. You must be on a collective mentality, not an individual one. Please take this down. The moment you see something going into a national and or international scale, you must look at what that person's motives can be, because it is now going to affect not hundreds, not thousands, not tens of thousands, not hundreds of thousands, not millions, but now tens of millions, potentially hundreds of millions, and now, when it comes to the White House, potentially billions. So we must think on a strategic level. Now, Barbados is in here. Jalisco is in here. Texas, once again. Denver, Colorado. British Columbia. Well, I have so many family. All of you on the international level, thank you very much for tuning in. So far, it's been about maybe 7 or 8 countries that are tuning in as well. So number one, local level allows a level of emotion. National level prevents a level of emotion, and you have to enhance intellect. International requires high intellect and strategy. You must read a book called The 48 Laws of Power. You must read a book called The Art of War. 48 Laws of Power, The Art of War. These are 2 books that you must read in order to understand exactly what is going on. How you doing, sister? Oh, yes, that's mine.
Oh, okay. I understand what I want to
know. Oh, not a problem. Oh, is it in your way, or are you?
I was just going to sit over here in the corner, but you're fine.
Oh, yeah. Are you sure?
You don't mind me sitting right here?
Absolutely. No, go ahead. You must read the 48 Laws of Power. You must read The Art of War. Thank you, Sister Latasha, for your contribution, for your cash app. Next point here. When it comes to Kanye West, now this, I'm going to give you a mixture of things. I'm going to give you the intellectual aspect of this, I'm also going to give you my understanding based on my training in political science, because when I was in college, my major in college was political science. So there are different strategies that I'm looking at here. There are different angles that I'm looking at here. Kanye West, as right now, a lot of you are looking at this from a reactive standpoint. What he did, if you did not watch the full interview was not the 4-minute, the full interview was not the 6 or the 8-minute, nor the 14-minute. The full interview was the 20-minute and 40 seconds, and there is possibly even more than that. But if you did not watch the 40-minute, 20-second interview, you will not be able to fully understand exactly what is potentially being done, because what he is doing, what I heard, and when I say he said some stuff to the president, to his face, to the world, mind you, there is something called the spook who sat by the door. Please take these notes down. Please share this in your Instagram story, because everything that I'm saying right now is going to be exceedingly key, valuable, vital, and important, and it will help you to see the potential of what Kanye West is doing. I'm not saying this is what he is doing. I'm saying this is potentially what he is doing. We're now almost at 450 viewers. Let us get this up to maybe 700 or even 1,000. What he did is something that is not easy to do. Kanye West said a couple years ago, I believe during during the Hurricane Katrina, I believe is when he got on national television along with Michael Myers, and he said, quote, "Bush does not care about black people," end quote. That is something that is very problematic, and they do not forget that. They brought that up in the meeting that he had today. When you make a statement like that, that gives you a level of disqualification from accessing your ability to go into the White House. I'm going to say this again. When you say this, statements against the president, when you make statements against the president from a platform that you have, which has access to millions of people, as Kanye West does and did back then, you have now disqualified yourself to a degree from having access to the highest seat of power in this country. But he made that statement about George Bush. Okay, fine. He also put in his music, and this is going to make some of you say, ooh, very good point, Rizza. He put in one of his songs, he talked about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and he said, "That's sensei, nigga. Think with me." He said, "That's sensei, nigga." He told everybody that he calls the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan sensei. Listen to me. You will not pass to the Oval Office, to the White House. You will not gain entrance into the White House if you openly, blatantly demonstrate that you have love and appreciation for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam. Trust me when I say this to you. There is no such thing as a political officer, a political leader, no such thing as an artist who was given a pass to go into the White House if they blatantly showed open love and appreciation for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. That is not how this works. You disqualify yourself when you show that you have appreciation for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam. Period. They hate the minister, they hate us in the nation, they hate all of it. So the moment you say, "I'm with Farrakhan," they say, "Oh, really? Disqualified. You will never be able to come here." Period. But let me say this to you. Not only did he blatantly come out and say, "That sensei, nigga, Farrakhan is my sensei," number one. Number two, he took a picture. With the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and with his wife, Kim Kardashian. Listen, please, don't be emotional. I'm just giving you facts, and then I'm also giving you a small tidbit of conjecture. But the vast majority, I'd say 99.999% of what I'm saying is actual fact. And then a small, tiny piece is me connecting that with a slight bit of conjecture. So Kanye West took a picture with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. No leader, no artist who has taken pictures with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan at that time was given access to the White House. Please. Next point. Kanye West then has his wife go to the White House and get a woman who had life sentence. She had a life sentence in prison by the name of, I believe, Alice Jones, I believe was her name. Black woman who was sentenced to life in prison. Kanye West sent his wife to the White House, and the president pardoned her and let her come out of prison. I want us to think carefully. What did Beyonce and Jay-Z do? They contributed over $1 million to different charities. Fine. Who did they push to be elected? Hillary Clinton. They pushed her to be elected with a major campaign on their concert tours. Could they get somebody pardoned from prison? Did that happen? No. You're saying a lot of different things, but I'm looking at what is being done. Kanye West so far has been able to get somebody out of prison. Let me go ahead and connect this next piece. Taylor Royds, thank you very much for your contribution via Cash App. Next point, let me go ahead and make this statement here. Yes, it was Alice Johnson who Kim Kardashian was able to get out of a life sentence from prison. Think about this. Next point. Kanye West has been wearing the Make America Great Again hat. I'm going to go into something once again called the spook who sat by the door. Everyone needs to read the spook who sat by the door. Anybody who's just saying Kanye West is a house nigga needs to really close your mouth and open your damn mind. Be slow to react and be fast to think. Black people become emotional, and that's why they get us, because you go off of your goddamn emotions and you don't go off of your intellect. When you are dealing on a national and international level, you are disqualifying yourself when you access emotion over intellect. Governments operate on intelligence. They don't operate off of emotion. Warriors operate off of intellect, not emotion. Corporations operate off of intellect and strategy, not emotion. They don't ask you how do you feel about the numbers. They say, no, what are the numbers? What are the numbers? When you are dealing with governments and nations now, and when you are going into the hundreds of millions of people's lives, now you're dealing with strategy. So, the Make America Great Again hat, what does that do for the system of white supremacy? The system of white supremacy loves a smiling Negro. Okay, let's break this down. They love a smiling Negro. They love someone who is non-threatening. They love someone who is not cultural. They love someone who has no beard, no part in their hair demonstrating any affiliation with any what they would refer to as radical groups. They love a black man who does not refer to himself as a black man but simply refers to himself as a human being. They love black men who like to wear tight pants, who like to talk soft, and who have no level of pride in who they are.
I appreciate what you're saying.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, sister. Who do not have a level of pride in who they are. They love that. They will give you access to any goddamn thing. And why is that? Because you demonstrate that you are better for their system than you are for your own. You demonstrate that you can benefit their agenda, which is to further and perpetuate the system of white supremacy and the subjugation of the black, brown, red, and native people of the planet Earth. So therefore, if I can get Kanye West, who has the influence over hundreds of millions of people, and he's wearing Make America Great Again hat, he is blatantly showing the world that he is my ally, and he says that he loves me, and he says slavery is a choice. What the hell do you think could potentially be done with Kanye West saying that slavery was a choice, wearing a Make America Great Again hat? What is he doing? He is dismantling white supremacy's wall of security. White supremacy has a very, very, very strategic way of analyzing people. And he literally destroyed all of those things which disqualified him from having access to the seat of power. So what did he do? He said, I'm going to find, and I'm just thinking here, let us say, I'm going to find every way possible to shame my way. Shame my way, meaning I don't care. I'm going to ruin my damn career possibly. I'm going to be seen by a lot of people, and I'm going to look crazy as hell, and I'm going to look like one of the biggest traitors of my own. But if that means I can get access to this goddamn devil, if that means I can get into Pharaoh's house, if that means that I can gain access to the seat of power to the not so free world, to where I can get up to the neck of that damn devil, that dragon, and cut his head off, then goddamn it, that's what I'm gonna do. Are you understanding? No? Let me continue. So you have someone by the name of Nat Turner. Some of you have heard of Brother Nat Turner. Nat Turner was a Christian. He was a made Christian. Nat Turner, he wanted to study history. He wanted to read other books dealing with his own people. But he was given the Bible. Fine. He studied the Bible. They gave him the Bible. He learned the Bible forward and backward. What did he do? They used him as a preacher to calm the slaves down so that the slaves would not revolt, because he was influential, because he looked like them. He was influential because he came from them. He was influential because he is a part of them. Think thoroughly. So for you silly Negroes who still laughing on it, clearly you ain't got the level of intellect with which to even understand or comprehend this, because you're stuck on that low level that the enemy has you on. Kanye West is a coon. Nigga, shut up and listen. Listen. I'm helping you to grow. I'm helping you to grow. A hood mentality, a real hood mentality, is an intellectual extremist mentality. Think about what I'm saying and really listen to what I'm saying, because you are going to be the ones to handle business on the street when these calls are made. When certain horns sound off, you in the street are going to have to be the ones to carry things out. So be a true gangster, a true thug, a true hood brother, and use your intellect. Chill out on your reaction and listen. Listen to your brother, because I might be saying something that'll help you out. So just check me out. Nat Turner was made into a Christian. What did he do? He studied, he analyzed, he looked, he listened, he calmed the slaves down, he calmed them all down. He listened to what the master said. Yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir, master. I'll do that, master. Oh, yes, sir, master. Absolutely, yes, sir. He was always bowing down to the master, always okay with the master, did whatever the master asked of him. You want my wife, master? Here you go. Kanye West, you want my wife, Trump? Here you go. Think. Look at the connection. Look at the strategy. I'm just saying, look at the possibilities. Look at it. Nat Turner sacrificed his wife, gave up his wife. Guess what else? Fine. Nat Turner did it. Kanye West did it. Here you go. Fine. Here you go. She got that job done. So Kanye West is thinking just like Nat Turner. I'm thinking is what they were thinking. Nat Turner finally got to a point where he said, something is wrong here. Something is wrong here. Something is wrong. Oh, I'm not missing a beat. You're not understanding. Trust me when I say I'm not missing a beat. Because if you are operating, anybody who is operating along the dominant understanding of the majority of people in this country, you clearly ain't getting it. If you and everything you are saying agrees with millions of people right now about the subject and topic, clearly you ain't on it. You're not on it. You're stuck in the sheeple version of everything. You are stuck in it. So what I'm saying, the reason why it's controversial right now is because it goes against what you think you know. And that's what we have to do, is battle with what we think we know versus the truth. Damn it, I'm going to give you some truth and you don't have to accept it, but I damn sure I'm going to drop it in your lap and you have to go and analyze it. So next point, Nat Turner, after he was pushed to a certain point, he was now forced to wake up. Then he said, all right, you know what? Let me see what the hell's going on here. Once he figured out what was going on in his area, in his plantation, with his master, with the mother of the house, with his wife, with the other slaves, he said, wait a minute, this is wrong. Then he started to read certain pages in the Bible which convicted slavery, which said that slavery is wrong and that you are not supposed to enslave a human being, and that a man shall die by the sword, and that you must not spare the rod, and all of these things. He started to read the scriptures that justified retaliation for slavery. He started to read the scriptures dealing with justice. He started to read the book of Revelations. He started to read the book of James. He started to read the book of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. He started to understand there was something different here. So what did he do? He looked on the collective level, no longer an individualistic one. Kanye West has been talking as an individual to get his ass to the White House. You will never get to the White House talking on a collective level when it comes to black people. You will never get to that area talking about black power. It ain't gonna happen. They don't want no black power in the White House. So Nat Turner thought on a collective level, we, us, my people, all of us, justice for us. Once he started to understand the group thinking, then he said, I must do something for us, for the benefit of us. And once he got to that point, he then understood, now is the time where we can take our vengeance and we can receive justice. So he went and grabbed all of the slaves who agreed with him. He grabbed all the slaves to let them know, listen, you were not wrong. You were right. I was not wrong. I was right. The feeling that we've had was wrong. But how can I gain access? How can I get in here? So he waited. He kept saying, yes, sir. He kept saying, yes, sir. But then he would send messages to the slaves. Justice is coming. Freedom shall come in front of the master. But using code words. A lot of y'all get pissed off by how Kanye West speaks. Because he speaks damn near in parables. The way Jesus would speak, it wouldn't be direct. It would be something weird. You'd be like, what the hell is this nigga saying? What the hell is this nigga saying? What are you talking about? Kanye West can't speak just black and white. Because speaking just black and white will convict white people's sins. Speaking just black and white will make the White House look at itself. Speaking just black and white will make the White House and the president say, all of these things that you have done to black and brown people, you now have to pay for. They don't want to hear that talk. They don't want to hear that talk. They can't take responsibility for that talk. They owe us over $52.1 trillion per every 45 to 50 million black, Aboriginal, Asiatic, Moorish, indigenous people in this country, which would come up to about $1.3 to $1.5 million per person, and they do not have it. America is over $60 trillion in debt. They owe China over $1.1 trillion. They owe Japan over $1 trillion. They owe almost every country in Europe. They owe tons of countries in Africa. They owe every island money. So they do not have the money. So they definitely do not want to see themselves, and they cannot take responsibility. Very